Jeanette, Fritz and Tiki, who came on strong. And then Chung, number 4, number 3, Harvey Grajales, number 2 is Glenn and Seal with 813, and leading with averaging over 100,000 at Premier Base Shop, Tony and Shelly Narain. Give those guys a hand. That is awesome. That's a little golf clap. All right. And then this is through first. Give these guys a hand. These are RVPs that have produced RVPs, which is unbelievable. Congrats on that. So this is premium through first. Congrats on that for the players. And then top 10, Jimmy Lai, Tavares, Carlos and Sarah, David and Joyce, the Gonzaleses, Grajales, Costello's number 4, number 3, the Narains through first. And then Glenn and Seal, number 2, and then number 1 through first is Chris Chung. So averaging almost 300 by 300 a month through first, which is rare air in Primerica. And when I spoke at the kickoff meeting, I talked about the 1%ers. You guys are the 1% of 1%. You're uncommon people in an uncommon system, which I'll tell you that it's unbelievable to see the growth that's happening right now. The Securities, total base shop. These are the base shop players. These are the top base shop players that produce. This is total volume in Securities in the last 12 months. So when you look at right now think about it. The market's up and down. The economy's up and down. Interest rates are up and down. But if you look at what's happening in the hierarchy right now, this is absolutely incredible. So congratulations on total volume of Securities. This is base shop Securities that was submitted in 2022. Congratulations to all these players. There's a ton of business that is being put in the Empire Builders. So I'll show you the total number with the Empire Builders at the end. But congratulations. These are the top players, right? If you look at the top 5 here, or you got Barone, you got the Lees, Devendorf, right? Triola, Piccone, number 3, Cardino, number 2, and number 1 base shop, Ted Aguilise. They have a super Saturday going on today with Mike Presser. But if you notice, there's a hell of a lot more black than there is red. And we got to get our players on the Empire Builders side to take advantage of the Securities side of our business too. These are the through first. Congratulations on all the players through first in the Securities that they did. And so I'm going to go through this. I'm going to try to slide this down slowly, see if it works a little bit smoother so I don't get you guys dizzy. Congratulations if you see your name. Congratulations. This is through first. This is RVPs that are producing RVPs through solid Securities numbers. And if you look at Vicario, Aguilise, Narain, Humanet, Triolo, Salazar, top 5, Hicks, number 4, 3 is Glenn and Seal, number 2 is Eddie and Sandra, and number 1 through first in Securities is Joe and Denise Cardino. So congratulations on that. But if you look at this right here, guys like Forsh and Choey and Marchesani and Lasher, these guys are taking advantage. There's a lot of money to be made in the security side. What I want to look at is growing our hierarchies. We got to grow our hierarchies. So this is base shop licenses. If you look at the licenses, right, personal licenses, these are the players in the hierarchy. These are RVPs that are engaged. We only went to 6, right? And the reason is that's those of you that got a new license direct to you. So 6 is every other month. Those of you that got 10 or more, 12, that means you're getting 1 a month. So these are the players, congratulations, that picked up a new direct every single month, right? The Florampas, the Grazas, the Rains, look at it, Grajales, which is 10. But look at it, Soto with 12, Asares, Kwame and Teresa, which is why they got their RVP contract, 13 new direct licenses in 2022. The Rafiqs, look at this, 29 new direct licenses. And unbelievable, Moiston, working with the Dragon team out of Florida with 32 new licenses direct. You can't tell me you can't explode recruiting. You can't tell me you can't explode licensing. You can't tell me that we don't have systems in place. It's not just having the systems, guys, it's using the systems. These are the top base shop players, top 10 base shop players that grew licenses in their base shop. So congratulations to those of you that grew licenses like this, which means you're growing distribution, you're growing outlets. Keep in mind, we have people that don't renew their license. We have people that when the renewal comes up, for whatever reason, they get distracted or they look at this thing as a part-time spare time and they don't renew their license. So if we want to grow, we've got to oversteer towards recruiting, oversteers towards licenses. And then these are the hierarchy builders. Congratulations, total hierarchy. Like the Jimmy Lai, 88 new licenses in the hierarchy. The Gonzalez is 94. Cardino's added 199 new licenses to the hierarchy. Look at this, Grajales, 207. David Kim, 214. Salazar's 217. 272. Those of us with the most licensed players will win. Listen, I don't care. You watch the Super Bowl, they got 11 players on the field. You look at baseball, right? You got 12, right? 10, right? You look at 9 players. You look at team soccer. I don't know how many people are on the inside. I don't follow soccer, but the World Cup. And as great as that World Cup team is, as great as Argentina was, we get 100 of our guys on the defense and 100 of our guys on the offense. There's no way they're going to be able to compete with us, right? Size does matter. You know who says it doesn't matter? Guys with little hierarchies. But if you look at, we got to grow licensing, right? So look at this right here. Salazar, 272 that we added. Glenn and Seal added 337 new licenses in a hierarchy. H-Chung, 458. Costello, 609. And then Roy Lipson added 679 licenses, which is unbelievable. And then more importantly is the RVP promotions. These are the RVPs that got promoted out. Now, one of the things that I think we need to have a hell of a lot more is RVP promotions, right? We had a great year. We had a good year. We're going to have a great year this year. My goal this year for all of us is to 10 times this, 10x this. There's no reason we can't have a minimum of 100 RVP promotions. We should have closer to 400 RVP promotions, but minimum of 100 RVP promotions. And because we got momentum happening, we got licensing and some of the tools that the company has to help us explode those licenses is going to grow. So these are the players that got promoted. These are the base shops right here that promoted out the RVPs. These are the new RVPs. So give our new RVP team a hand. And then we had one SVP promotion, which popped out, which is awesome. And that was David and Joyce Kim, who qualified for senior vice president, which is unbelievable. And then if you look at these are now, but these are the RVP promotions in the hierarchy. So the yellow highlighted is the Empire Builders, but we had a bunch of other RVPs that got promoted in the hierarchy. These are the Empire Builders side of it, if that makes sense, guys. And then if you look at watches and diamonds, right? These are the watches and diamonds. These are the players that qualified for watches. A lot of these guys that qualify for watches are future RVPs, which is awesome. And then if you look at the months they did, Keith and Rachel just hit their $50,000 watch from the Albany, the capital region. And then if you got Rory and Carissa in March, put on their $100,000 ring. And then you had Dwight and Keisha in April, the Guzmans in June, Yaga Patties in August, put on their $100,000 ring. Tony Quantum put on hers in November. You got Rafiq's in November, Kwame and Teresa in December. And then in January, Yuri and Genevieve put on their $100,000 ring. Coach and Fanny, which is awesome, put on their second diamond in retirement, which is not retirement, which is awesome. Doing a great job. And then you got Matt and Marjanka, who are kicking ass in Charlotte with put on their third diamond, will put on their fourth diamond. The first quarter, Escobar went 2-3 and is getting ready to put on the fourth, which is exciting. Barone 2-3, which is awesome. Piccone 3-4 diamonds. Look at that. In January, just put on their fourth diamond, give them a hand. And then Glenn and Seal put on their 12th diamond back in March, which is incredible. And so, guys, these are special times right now. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to open up the call. And what we've got is we've got our elite team. I don't have a chance to go to everybody. We're not going to spend a lot of time. But I want to just take a minute to two and just highlight some of the areas and some of the different locations and some of the Empire Builders that we have that are absolutely dominating and taking advantage of this great company and using the system, right? We all start at the same position called the beginning. Every one of us has a different backgrounds. Some of us weren't even born in this country. Some of us, English wasn't even our second language. It might have been our third language, but it's just awesome to see the growth that's happening. So I want to start with Jimmy Lai. Jimmy's office is, let me go over here. Jimmy's office is in Middlesex, has a location in Texas, has expansion in New York. Tell me about it, bud. Tell us what's going on. Give us a tip what you should do for a living. And maybe one little tip that these guys could take advantage of to grow and explode 2023.
Hey, Coach, you got me? Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And it's always an honor to be on. And, thank you to you, Danielle, and the entire Empire Builders for teaching us how to build a business and taking advantage of this incredible Primerica opportunity. Shout out to our mentors, Glenn and Seal, always leading the charge. I used to make $13 an hour as a customer service representative. I was the guy that you called when your cable don't work, internet don't work, and your phone don't work. And when those three things don't work, I usually get cursed out for an hour. And I realized that, I hated working for someone else, and Primerica put me in a position to learn how to work for myself. And, I studied criminal justice in school. But in 2008, when the recession hit, instead of hiring 3,000 police officers, they hired 300 and told me to wait 4 years to get me considered again. Now, they could wait 4 years. I couldn't, especially with my student loans. They gave me 6 months to start making payments. And at that point, I went back to a job, and I realized, that Primerica, what stood out to me, what you said the best, is ownership and overrides, right? Having the opportunity to build ownership and having the opportunity to build override and build a business. And, 2023, the thing that really stand out to me is greatness, championship, and rings. And, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant, especially when you're building a business. And when it comes to this Primerica opportunity, we're taking advantage of the system, right? Taking advantage of the field training bonus, taking advantage of the empire builders. Number two is the environment. Right now we're back in live, right? We actually have over 100 people in training. Just going to open the door for you guys, right? Because we have a live training right here. And, so we're packed out, and we're plugged into this. And we're actually at Magda Nora's office. They expanded out in Monmouth County. So we're excited about that. We did a collaboration with them. So we have 100 people in live training right now. We're always selling out to the examples of the empire builders and to the company, letting them know that, that this company is about winning. And most importantly, is taking advantage of the distribution. We want to build a distribution system. So we're always looking to expand. And just like what you said, we have locations in New York. We have 2 offices in New Jersey. And last year we expanded down to Dallas, Texas as well. And we're ready to play this year. We're ready to win. So I hope that helped, Coach. Back to you.
Absolutely helped, and I appreciate that. Thanks for being a great example. I'll let you, when we're done, get back to your team. It's awesome to see what you've got going on. 2023 is going to be the year of RVP explosion, brother. Right to NSD, SNSD. Look forward to it. I'm going to head now from New Jersey, where they're at, in Monmouth County, which is down towards the beach. I'm going to head over to Charlotte to an awesome couple that I love watching them on social media, just like H-Chung, who's always all over the world. These guys are all over. They're doing adventures and skiing and boating and surfing, whatever the hell they're doing. They're always on the move. And it was good seeing you guys in the kickoff meeting. $300,000 earners, getting ready to go 4-5, and has built a tremendous business utilizing assets under management and utilizing the residual income part of our business. Matt Morajanka Damasowitz.
Hey, Keith, great seeing you, my friend. And, hello, everybody. Yeah, so we're super excited, Keith. And, you became a really great friend, 26 years in the business going on. We met you right at the beginning, sort of our journey in US. Marzenka and I are immigrants from Poland. I came here when I was 17. And I went to, I have everybody says, what school did you go through? I always tell people I have a PhD, which is really Passaic High School diploma. So I went to community college for a couple of years, but I came to this country, like most immigrants, with the dream of looking for the opportunity. And even before Primerica, I was looking for the opportunity. Now, obviously, I did all kinds of jobs. I worked at Costco. In the bakery department but I had to quit because I gained like 20 pounds in 6 months just eating leftovers at the end of the day. So I went to meat department. At least I couldn't eat the raw meat, or I could, but I would be sick. And at the same time, I was going to community college where I met friend Scott Wolven, who introduced me to Primerica. I didn't know much about the business. I didn't speak English well at that time. But I understood the numbers of it, and I wanted to learn the concepts for myself. So that's what initially attracted me. And especially that I could start this on a part-time basis. So my thinking was, if I could start part-time and make the same money as the show, if I could make a couple $1,000 part-time, that's what I was making full-time at Costco. I could quit my Costco job. I can finish my college at the same time. What transpired is that I met you, I met Bill Bajakin, our uplines, and you guys pour your thoughts and start mentoring us. That I never, the biggest thing that I got out of Primerica is that I got tapped into people that has a successful mindset, and that were teaching you how to leverage your time, how to leverage your energy. And the biggest thing that I noticed now, being where we are, is that wealthy people use leverage. if you think about it, if you buy a $100,000 home, most people don't buy it with cash. They put $10,000 down payment. And then so when the house appreciates 10% to 110,000, you essentially doubled your money. Well, it wasn't constant until I got into this business that, if I can only put so much time during the day by myself, I can only leverage myself so much until I get to the point to realize that I need more time in the day. And this is where Primerica comes in, where you could recruit, train, develop other people and do that. Same thing with the assets under management business, that, using other people's money where you can become wealthy, and Primerica, allows you to do that stuff. And there's many other examples of leverage, but the key is you taught us how to leverage, you taught us that wealth mindset, and you taught us that we could do this. And the beautiful thing about this is that you can work with your partner. So my lovely wife, Marzenka, is here with us. And that's another unbelievable leverage that you get. So Marzenka, you want to say a couple of things?
We're just honored to be in this business. We feel blessed and to have the freedom that this business provides us. We have 3 children, and we're able to go to all of their sports, and our daughter sings, and she does gymnastics, and she dances, and she does skis, she does everything. And this company has given us the freedom just to allow us to do what we want to do with our children and show them the world, and travel with our family and travel with our children. And it's awesome. And this is just the beginning. So it's great.
Yeah. And we do like snowboarding. So we're going to be in Colorado in a couple of weeks. We did miss the Bahamar, so instead we booked another Colorado trip, and we're going to go again, and then another one in March. So, I can't even imagine. Many of our friends that I talk to, many of them are successful, but they have a job that just that allows them, that pays them a lot of money, but doesn't give them the freedom and the time that we experience in Primerica, which is fantastic. So that's awesome. So we have great people coming up.
Awesome, bud. Hey, listen, I appreciate it. Thanks for being an awesome example and taking advantage of it. And have a great time snowboarding. It's 60 degrees in Naples right now. I feel like I'm going to go snowboarding today. It'll be back up to 80, but I know we're getting a little cold snap throughout the country. I had to wear a sweater yesterday to the meeting. Thanks for being an awesome example, guys. Let's kick some butt. Let me go from Charlotte. Let me head over to Long Island. Jenny Escobar from Farmingdale, New York, put on her 3rd diamond and is building an awesome business. Perfect example, single mom and absolutely no excuses, killing it. Let it rip, Jen.
Buenos dias, Empire Builders. Happy New Year to everyone. The one thing I do know is that failure to commit is the high cost of low living. So I know all of us can commit at a higher level, myself included. I started at the age of 20, and it was just an amazing opportunity because I saw that there was a lot of money to be made. So Mr. Otto, I went in for the money. That was my big thing. I'm like, I want to make a lot of money. And then I realized the freedom was so great, but I didn't realize how amazing the freedom was until I had my daughter. And wherever she needs me to be, whatever she says, Mommy, I want you to come to, I show up. I may not make or bake the cupcakes because I'm in between Zooms, but I show up with store-bought stuff. The important thing is that I'm there and I show up to everything. And I'm so proud of that. So it's just amazing. And what I was able to take away from 2022 was I got a glimpse of how fantastic Primerica really is if you work the system and you commit. And I can't wait to see what this year has in store for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being an awesome example. Kept it under 2 minutes, which is unbelievable. You crammed a lot into that. But the fact is, you said, I think that people don't join our business because they don't understand what we're part of. And people, when they join Primerica, this is like the business. I don't see it. You don't see the business unless you're part of that senior leadership meeting. You qualify for the trips. You're backstage. You put on diamonds. When you elevate yourself in your business, you surround yourself with other people that will help you elevate to the next level. And that's exactly what's happened in your business. That's what's happened to all these other players. Congrats and welcome. Welcome to the next level. Look for 500,000 minimum, heading towards 750 this year, Jenny Escobar, producing RVPs. Let me head out to Long Island. Tony Baroni, Anthony Barone from East Patchogue, $300,000 earner, getting ready to go to 4. Tony Barone, talk to us, bud.
Hey, Keith, everybody out there, thanks for the quick minute or two. Hey, I was in business for myself before I came here. And in Primerica, a lot of times it seems that, there's a lot of rags to riches stories, which are great. But I owned a business before I came here, which deterred a lot of people from speaking to me. So my message to you is, if you know business owners, people that make over $100,000 a year, believe it's possible and want to duplicate that. So I came here for additional cash flows, Keith. I needed more money, even though I owned the business. I was looking to diversify out, but I wanted to do something with no inventory. I didn't want products. I didn't want things that can go bad or that can get outdated or that I had to put money out for. And I certainly didn't want any extra payroll, Keith, that's for sure. So I love the idea that when I saw that Primerica was going to give me the opportunity to recruit and build distribution, and they were going to pay my guys for me, I was in. So our focus in 2023 is to widen the distribution channel with coachable, independent, productive, profitable leaders that want to build other outlets. And that's what we're turning the switch on a little bit more intense this year. We got off to a good start with the Keith, and we're not going to get off of that. We need to duplicate. We ain't getting any younger, neither is anybody else on the phone. So thank you for your time.
Hey, wait, I'm getting younger. Bottom line is great message, buddy. Outlets, distribution. And so it starts with us, right? If we grow our directs, right? And I don't care if we're focused on building assets under management, we're focused on building premium in our base shop. If some of us want to do mortgages, it doesn't matter. Whatever you are, we got to duplicate ourselves. That's that leverage that Matt was talking about. It's duplication. It's getting more hours in our day that creates that leverage. And look forward to you having explosive growth this year, my man. Thanks for being a great example of wearing this thing out and making money and building and taking advantage of the system. Great stuff, man. I'm going to head out to Virginia right now. Her office location is New York, but her and Jack live in Virginia and expand back and forth to Virginia, New York, New Jersey, all over the planet right now, but are doing an awesome job maxing this opportunity out. And now with Jack putting a little bit more time, and I expect this business to head towards $1 million of cash flow. That's Grace Kim Munley. Let it rip, Grace.
Thank you, KO. Firstly, I'm so honored to be part of this elite team. I have the most incredible uplines on planet Primerica. David, Kim, Carlos, and KO. I have the best lineage ever. So we so appreciate these guys. But I started when I was 24. For those of you who are currently Gen Z, young millennial, I started I found Primerica sort of spontaneously through a referral. And at that time, I was in corporate America for a couple years, and it was only a few years before I realized this is not it. But what do I have to find instead? So I thank God that due to an unfortunate event in my personal life that I got to meet David Kim. And when he told me about what he does for a living, I asked him, how do you get involved? I joined really, really for humble reasons. I wanted the free licensing. I wanted the financial education. And seriously, guys, I joined for an extra $1,000 a month. That's how it all began. What really kept me around, what sold me almost instantaneously, was when I went to my first 2 or 3 trainings. I got to go to the New Yorker. I saw some of the empire builders. I saw a lot of dragons that particular training, and the environment is what sold me. And I saw the diversity. I saw the examples of success. What really sold me were the professionals who actually left their former careers to be part of Primerica. And I said, if it's good enough for them, and I'm a lowly 24-year-old making a $46,000 salary, this has to be for me, right? And like I told you guys, I see one of the most common excuses that I get from, recruiting prospects and people who just recently got on board is they always say that they have too much going on. Okay. And I'm here to tell you guys personal testimony. I was going through one of the worst emotional catastrophes of my time. I made time for Primerica immediately, because I saw the value, and I saw that other things started to have less and less value, like hanging out, recreation, and leisure. And that's what transformed me and transitioned me from a worker employee status to an entrepreneur boss status, guys. So it is for you guys. So let's make 2023 an incredible breakthrough year for you and your family. Thank you, KO and Empire Builders.
Thank you, Grace, and thanks for being an awesome example of taking advantage of this business. And I love what you got going on in your life. And I know you got married, you moved, a lot of changes going on, but you didn't skip a beat. You continue to go out there and grow. You know, you talked about cash flow, right? There's three ways we can make money. One is earned income based upon what we do. The second way is passive income based upon what you create. In other words, passive income is going to come from building assets under management. It's going to come from overriding RVP. So you got earned income, you got passive income. And then the last income is portfolio income. How you and I are going to get wealthy is based upon portfolio income. That's the money that we make. You know, I said this when I spoke at the kickoff meeting, right? There, broke people, poor people, poverty mentality, which is the way I woke up, well, grew up and then woke up, but grew up in life was, you know, lower income people make money just to pay their bills. And then middle income people make money so they can buy crap, so they feel better about themselves and really to impress people that don't care. But wealthy people make money with a game plan to invest that money and compound that money out to make other investments, to get them financially independent. And that's what this team is doing right now. Great message. I'm gonna go over now to New York. These guys are absolutely killing it. They're in Hartsdale, New York. John and Senny just put on their 4th diamond. So let it rip, John Piccone.
Thank you so much, Keith. We just want to take this moment to thank you guys. We appreciate being in business with everyone. We love the leadership in Primerica, and we love the fact that we have people that we can lean on and we can go to learn, but also be able to teach. So growing our team and being there for our team is a big deal. That's what our focus is, to be there for our team, to help elevate them. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to John.
You know, coming into this business, you know, as I was a New York City police officer, 15 years ago, you know, I had been 6 figures from 1998 to 2000. Got recruited by a friend of mine, was a client first, and then got recruited the next day. You know, never did I ever could believe that I could make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, in this business. Didn't have thoughts, dreams like that, 15, 20 years ago in my life. But because of the systems that Primerica has and the systems that this hierarchy gives us, and the tremendous leadership, it's like I'm pinching myself. We're pinching ourselves because, it's sky's the limit, and we're building a tremendous team. The teammates are exceptionally excited about what everything is going on, what we have as a hierarchy. And, it's unimaginable, what could happen here, and the freedom that we're starting to live. We're just touching the surface of freedom. The 4th diamond is nice, but you know what? Promoting our 3 RVPs is much better. And you know what? We have a lot of people on their way there that we're proud of. And, we can't wait until they get there and they could join us and they could start making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 also. So thanks a lot for what Roy Lipson does for us. We spent the day with him yesterday. Ray and Carol, we're going out to Arizona next weekend, for what they've meant to our business. Keith, you and Danielle, what you guys mean to us, Joe Cordino, a lot of support, a lot of, in the hierarchy, a lot of support by a lot of the other RVPs. This is a tremendous place to be, man. And, we can't wait till everybody meets us at the top.
Love it, buddy. I appreciate that. And thanks for sharing with us today. Excellent to see what you got going on. I know you made 6 figures as a cop, which means you worked your ass off, crazy hours, and the stuff you had to deal with. People don't, our business is tough. Go look at the real world and some of the things and the people and the issues and the crisis we have to deal with on a daily basis. And now you've got a place in Florida, a place in New York. You've got freedom. You're traveling. You're making money. Life is good, my man. Thanks for being a great example. I'm going to head down to Ormond, Florida, expanding in New York, New Jersey, and now has a new location in Florida. Let me head over to Guada Ponciana. Let it rip, Guada.
Yes, Keith, good morning, and thank you so much. We are so humbled to be part of the elite team. Our East Rutherford office is plugging in. We are excited for tonight with Tony and Shaylisa. We are plugging them in. But we started Primerica as part-time 26 years ago. I will turn 62 next Saturday. If you really think about that, it is easy to be comfortable when you are already making six-figure income in one place, owning your business, not reporting to work. And I used to make six-figure income with 3 jobs as a medical technologist. So my one full-time was 45,000 a year, which is very easy to make here in Primerica in 1 month. So my advice to everybody is to really walk the talk, get started creating your own financial wealth. If you're still part-time, get started putting in your money accumulation program and do the right thing, because when we do the buy term and invest the difference, it is automatic that we are building our own residual income through the assets under management. So get all your licenses in place and never quit. Plug into your upline, and we are so blessed. We walk by the beach every day. Yesterday, we get the chance to walk with Tony and Shelly by the beach, talking about the business, enjoying life, and we want to share that with everybody. So don't quit, and we are so proud of our team. Thank you so much for your leadership, Keith. God bless us all.
Thank you, Grata, and it's awesome to see you taking that next phase of your life. You're not letting off the gas. We're going to keep that recruiting, keep that building, keep building distribution, keep growing assets under management. But you're at the second half, as they say in golf, right? You're on the back nine of life, which is awesome, and we got to max that out, right? We got QTR, quality time remaining. We got to pay a price for a short period of time to max this thing out over the long haul. I'm going to head over right now. I know he's in the middle of doing an event today, but he's hopping on because he is a leader, #1 recruiter, rocking in #1 in licensing in the hierarchy. Harvey Grijalos, you on with us, buddy?
He's in the middle of the event right now.
He is. All right. So mute your thing out, and we'll come back to him when he's done then. All right.
Problem.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. So let me go from Harvey. Let me head over to David Kim with new location, new office. They're in Belrose, New York. They're expanding their business. 4th diamond earner, getting ready to go to 5th diamond with him and Joyce. It's incredible to see what they've got going on. They got expansion in Texas, expansion in New Jersey. Tell us about it, my man. Florida.
Hey, Keith, what's going on, Empire Builders? I'm excited. Always a privilege to be a part of this elite group, such champions. I come from an IT background, computers. So when I took a look at this business opportunity, I had to go from an employee mindset to being an entrepreneur. And, I grew up, taking college courses of interviewing skills, how to put a resume together. So you could imagine my first op meeting, I'm showing up in a 3-piece suit with my little briefcase, because that's the way we were programmed to think. And then we come into a training, our first training, and they got, they're playing Eminem in training. And I'm like, this is the place to be, and it's exciting, the transformation. It was a reprogramming of the mind. And the message that I really want to give to the hierarchy this morning is, they talk about, you got to have excitement, you got to have passion, you got to have motivation, all that. And I think that's half the equation. You see, you hear a lot of YouTubers or, people on TikTok or these entrepreneurs, and they give this advice and they say, hey, you got to do what you love to do. And I think that's kind of disingenuous, because in reality, yes, you got to do what you love to do, but that's part of it too. Because we're not always going to love what we're doing at all times. Just like, when you marry, you do it because you're passionate and you love that person. But there are going to be days when you're married that you're not feeling that motivated or passionate, right? And I think that's the same thing in this business. There are words, instead of excitement, motivation, passion, we need to add the other equation of it, which is things like responsibility, which is things like commitment, which is things like your calling and your destiny. These are bigger things that allow you to plant your flag and be committed. And I think when you combine those two things in a business like this, that's where the magic happens. Because one day you wake up and you're like, man, I'm going to make phone calls. The next day you wake up, you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. But you still got to make phone calls because you're committed, because you've got the responsibilities and you've got your calling in this business. So that's all I got this morning. And I hope that kind of helps us gain a little bit more perspective. And we're proud of our RVP team. We're proud of the hierarchy that we're a part of. We appreciate you, Carlos and Sarah, and Keith and Danielle. I want to send it back over to you, Keith.
Awesome. Great message, my man. And you had a really, really solid, you didn't have a good 2022. You had a great 2022 in the hierarchy. And we're expecting some huge things and head towards that $1 million ring in the next 12 to 18 months, my friend. You can't not do that with the growth you have in recruiting and licensing and producing RVPs, which is incredible. Let me head over to Delray Beach. He lives in Palm Springs, has a place in New York, has a huge hierarchy that has been assembled over the last 30 years all over the Northeast, but is warming up in Palm Beach, but has an office in Delray. Let it rip, Mr. Roy Lipson.
Hey, Keith, how are you this morning? What a joy it is to be on this event, and I thank you for doing this. A couple things real quick. I came to the business. Joe Cardino brought me to the meeting. We went to college together, and I really appreciate that he did that. And he's always been a great leader and friend. I practiced law, had my own law practice in 1993, and I was making over $150,000 a year when I saw this. And you closed the meeting. I saw the opportunity for freedom. I saw the opportunity to earn income on the efforts of other people and be able to do what I want, when I wanted, however I wanted. And I hoped it was true. And I got involved, and it's gotten way better than I ever anticipated it to be. You asked for a couple things in 2023 to explode our business. I think the number one thing we've got to do is make a decision every day to get up thinking about getting better. I've got to get better every single day. I've got to improve my thinking. I've got to improve my attitude. I've got to improve my discipline. I've got to approach life with an attitude of gratitude. I think it's so important to remain humble and be a student. My attitude, and I hope everybody else in 2023 and every day going forward, have an attitude, walk through life with an attitude of what can I learn from this experience to help me get better. Okay. And what do I mean by experience? Okay. I might be in a meeting. I might be listening to a speaker. I might be reading a book. I might be listening to a recording. I've got to learn from my prospecting experiences. I've got to learn from my appointment experiences, my phone calls, because there's always a way to get better. And if I'm approaching life with that attitude, I'm going to get better. And the last thing I want to say is think bigger. You touched on this a few minutes ago. If I spend my time around big thinkers, if I invest my time with people that are big investors and really thinking about exploding their business, I will stay uncomfortable, and I've got to stretch myself every single day. So I appreciate what you do and what all of the other empire builders do. It was great spending time with Ray and Carol and their family last week here, Pecones yesterday, and I can't wait to go out to Arizona and work with the rest of the super hierarchy. We're going to have a blast, and then we're going to go skiing. I mean, life is unbelievable, Keith. Thank you so much for everything you do for all of us.
Awesome. Great message, my man. It's awesome to see your team is absolutely exploding. Speaking about the back nine of life, you're actually playing some golf too, which is good to see you down in Florida. Us older guys shouldn't be doing skiing that much anymore, buddy. Be careful out there. And all right, let me head over. Great job. I'm going to head over to Harvey because Harvey just snuck out of the meeting real quick, and I appreciate you, dude, my man. I know you're busy as a one-arm paper hanger right now, but you're doing a great job, and thanks for hopping in with us. Let it rip, brother. Solid 2022. 2023 is going to be even better.
Thank you so much, Keith, and thanks so much for the team behind, like Wilma, right, and Raquel and everybody that you have helping us. And thanks so much to our uplines, like Chris and Roy and Ray and everybody, man. It's such a great environment. But team, let me tell you, I came into this country about 13 years ago legally. Right, because we were here before, but it just wasn't that fortunate. And when I got here, Keith, I wasn't qualified to go work at a big company or anything like that. So I started at the bottom of the economy, and I became an EMT at the bottom of the medical field. And I had a 9-to-5, but we've always had kind of like a vision, Keith, to want to do something better with ourselves. And I got a call from Joey Tavares. Shout out to Joey and his team over there. And I got a call to come see the business. And I gotta tell you guys, I did not understand anything about finances, Keith. I didn't know you could make money 4 ways: as an employee, self-employed, a business owner, or an investor. Honestly, the way that I was taught you could make money is either legally or illegally. And when I got into this business, I kind of found, I kind of seen all the thoughts that I had in my head about becoming successful, about getting ahead financially in one company and in one team. And what I did, Keith, is I plugged into the environment, right? And every time I came to a meeting, Keith, it kind of helped me get another piece to the puzzle. I started, the pieces of the puzzle started coming together. I started believing in myself more. I started knowing that I was meant to be someone. And what began to happen, the more and more I came to training, I became more competent. And that helped me because I became more confident in my approach of delivering the business. I didn't have any sales skills, any professional sales skills, right? But coming to trainings over and over and being exposed to such leaders like a Chris H. or like a Roy Lipson and the environment of success around me, it kind of let me know that it was just a matter of time, Keith, before I became successful. So I started carrying out the basics. And I think if you want to become successful in this business, it's not learning how to become the, saying the best thing. There is no saying the best thing. It's not knowing how to do the best presentation. There is no best presentation. I think it's just sticking to the basics, right? And if you put yourself in front of enough people and you tell the Primerica story, Primerica sells itself. You don't have to sell Primerica. You don't have to recruit people. People will recruit themselves because there's a lot of people out there, Keith, that are still looking for an opportunity not to just get by. They want to get ahead. And what we found in this company and on this team, Keith, is an opportunity to get ahead and lead others on a team such as a Mercedes Henry, like a Cammy Leston, like a Remy, that are going to regional vice president in the first quarter, right? Bryce and Lexi in Pittsburgh, they're going to vice president. I didn't do anything for them. I just showed them a system that works, like you have shown us a system that works. We're just a reflection of what this beautiful opportunity can be, guys. And now because we follow this opportunity, we're senior vice presidents with this company. I went from making $24,000 a year to averaging over $35,000 a freaking month. Guys, that's unbelievable. I have no GED, no high school diploma, no college degree. All I got is a social security number, this regional vice president contract, a life insurance license with some investment licenses, and the greatest opportunity on planet Earth.
Thanks, brother. You're a perfect example of why people come to this country for hope and opportunity, and you're maxing this thing out. With the growth you got going on right now, my challenge is, man, don't let up. I know you got RVPs that are popping right behind the RVPs that you just talked about going out the first quarter. You should be on your $1 million run right now, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 diamonds in the next 12 to 18 months, buddy. Great example, expansion, all the fundamentals all these leaders talk about. Thanks for being a great example, buddy. Get back and kick some ass in that meeting. Stay well. Let me head over now to Farmingdale, New York. Who helped expand and help really spearhead the whole state of New York. A lot of you guys on this call are here because of this young man. Joe Cardino, let it rip, my friends. Can't hear you, you're muted, bud. Wilma, you got to unmute Joe.
No, he's unmuted.
How about now?
Now
There you
are,
go.
buddy. There you go.
Cool. First of all, thanks for this call, Keith. I just love getting around the leaders here. I'm so excited this year. Jenny Escobar qualified for the elite team. We have a team member on this call. But when you go over the numbers are just tremendous. I think that everyone who started, when they started, that have big numbers now, when they look back when they started, I don't know if they ever really imagined it would be that big. They might have hoped it. They didn't really believe it. But now the numbers are really going through the roof, and it's exciting to see what's happening and be part of this team right now. I used to be an attorney, and I wasn't a lawyer looking for a job. I founded a law firm. But even though I was running a law firm, I always had side business. I built homes for a while. I imported boats. I started a hair care line. I was on a board of directors to get my securities license. I resigned from the board of directors. I wish I would have stayed in there. I could have used some of the products right now.
Look,
but
hold on 1 second. Roy was your spokesperson, and that's why.
That's crazy. That was the problem. That was the problem. But I was always looking to make some extra money because even though I was an attorney and I owned the law firm, I felt like I worked for every one of my clients. And if you think having one boss is bad, having 100 bosses is even worse. And when I came here, I got a lot of freedom. It wasn't just the increase in income. It was the time. I had little kids at the time. I made every play, every soccer game, every basketball game. I was at everything that had to be done. And this company allowed that to happen. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the relationship we have and the RVP team that we built, which is just awesome. And my advice here is to play the long game. Look, you could change things immediately, but you won't see the results of a lot of results in a week or 2 weeks. But things could be totally different in a year. Wherever you're at right now, it's okay where you're at, but it's not okay to stay where you're at. Have a game plan, focus on it, put the things in place, and make sure you're where you want to be at the end of the year. And every year, you got to get the next level, a next level, a next level. And if you keep playing like that, before you know, years go by quick, man. I'm here 30 years. I started when I was 11. I'm here 30 years right now. And it was like I went to my aunt meeting the other day. It goes by quick. So make the time count, but play the long game. Figure out what you got to do to build your business. I joined this business just to promote RVPs. That's what I saw. I want to be an RVP, not to be an RVP. I want to be an RVP to promote RVPs. We had a great run promoting them. We got to get back to promoting a whole bunch more. We plan on doing the next 6 to 18 to 24 months. So I appreciate that, Keith.
I appreciate your message, buddy. You had awesome message, and I appreciate that. You know, you're a perfect example. I think it was Grace that said, guys that gave up a solid career. You're one of those examples. I gave up my plumbing career, which wasn't a great example, but your example of giving up and sacrificing temporary discomfort for an awesome business. And I know what's going to happen is that your team had a great year, a good year in 2022. It's going to be a great year in 2023, especially you guys are back doing live meetings. You're doing a hybrid version. You got people plugging in via Zoom, but keep in mind, Zoom was a tool to help us grow. But if we want to go grow distribution, then we got to get back meeting with people nose to nose, toes to toes.
Absolutely.
Thank you, my friend. Great message. Let me head over to Superstars, man. These guys had an absolute all-star year in their hierarchy. A bunch of first generations growing, a bunch of RVPs popping their head up. They're at almost 900,000 of income. Will be the next $1 million earner, in my opinion, through the Empire Builder team, which is incredible. And they're going to do that before the summer. I look forward to them exploding and growing. They've got stuff happening all over the United States, Arizona, New York, Florida. Let me head over to Ray and Carol Costello. Let it rip, guys.
Let's go. As I'm listening to everybody and all the leaders, it's just a phenomenal Zoom. But one of the things, and I came in, I was a police officer at NYPD. My wife ran a hair salon. We owned a hair and nail salon. And we came into an op meeting invited by Roy Lipson, who we thank every single day for the opportunity to come on board in a company like this. But one of the things that I see and what we wanted was freedom. I mean, I had a construction company in real estate that I did that on the side of my being a police officer. And I dreamt of being free one day. And then we came to the op meeting and saw possibilities of freedom. And if there's one message that I could get across to everybody is understand this. There's very few people talking on the Zoom because you had to be 300,000 plus income to be talking on the Zoom. The RVP that you work with, even though they didn't speak on this call, even though they're in your office, they are an RVP. They made it. They're on their way to getting to the promised land. I call promised land $300,000+ a year in income and overrides, because that is when freedom really starts to click in. And once that happens, life changes. And although maybe some of the guys didn't talk, like Donna Fikes is not going to talk, Bernard's not going to talk. When I look at Myra Vasquez and with Harold and Tim, the new RVP, she's not going to get. They're all RVPs. Joey Morales, Harold. There's so many guys and gals that are not going to get a chance to speak on this Zoom. They deserve the respect that they deserve for being RVPs, that they went through the muck and mire to get there. And I am super excited for what we're about to embark on. 8 years ago, we started a mastermind team, and we started a program with promote 12 RVPs in 24 months. Well, in that 24 months, we didn't promote 12 RVPs, we promoted 14, okay? We're having a mastermind team meeting next Friday night here in Arizona. There are already, at that mastermind team meeting we had 14 non-RVPs at the table that sat at the mastermind team table with the RVPs. All of them became RVPs, by the way. Okay. We have 58 people below RVP that are going to sit at that table next Friday. What will that do? If history repeats itself, which it always does, we're going to be promoting not 20 RVPs, but if we don't promote out 75 RVPs in the next 24 months, we didn't do the work. And one thing that all of you got to believe in is believe in the one person that's sitting in your seat right now, because that is the important person that you must understand. The belief that will happen is more important than it happening. Keep it in contact with your RVP. is the most important part of your business, growing in this business. You might have dreams and goals, keep them, make them big, but keep it simple. Start small and talk through the process of the belief of the possibilities of what can happen for you. And man, life is great when you get to the top and when you're making money and you have freedom, like all these RVPs that spoke on the Zoom. You know, freedom doesn't come for free. You need to work at it. And sometimes you got to roll up your sleeves, get dirty, get on your knees. It's this company and this business is going to bring you to your knees in tears, in laughter, in fun, in excitement, and you'll experience all the emotions. But the one thing that I must say is if you don't believe that you're going to be an RVP making $300,000+ a year in overrides, it won't happen. No matter how much you learn, no matter how many tests you pass, it ain't going to happen. And I'm thankful to have a partner in my life and a partner in my business. I call her the tick-tock of my clock, and that's Carol Costello. And man, it's awesome to be in a business. I want to thank all the RVPs that spoke on this call and all the RVPs that are in the Empire Builder hierarchy. Why? Because we get a little bit from everybody, and together we'll all achieve more. Thank you, Keith, for putting this thing together. I don't know if you want to go to Carol or not, but I know she's on. But thank you so much for what you do.
First of all, great message, my man, and I appreciate that. You always simplify the main thing, and that's developing and promoting RVPs. And just like Cardino said also, when we sat at that mastermind table, and you're going to have a bunch of people, and they're going to have fear and insecurities. They're going to say, oh, what the hell am I doing here? Looking around like we're not supposed to be there. And that was all of us maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. And you're right. If we went to every RVP and every player that deserved to speak, I didn't even talk about the future RVPs that had great years in 2022. But if we went to every RVP, this call would end in June of this year, right? So, but these are the top 1%ers. That's why I said these are the uncommon people and uncommon. We've just been doing this a little bit longer. We're a little further down the road. Carol, did you want to add something, young lady?
Good morning. Obviously, Ray is very excited, and we are excited as well. You know, I've been in business for myself since I was the age of 19. And when I saw this opportunity, I said, wow, this is an opportunity that we can actually build something great and be free. And we appreciate the leadership, the mentorship. What I can give a word of wisdom is just get after it, go make it happen, go do what you need to do, because everything's possible here. Listen to your coaches and your mentors. They have a financial interest in you, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do to help you. So I appreciate you, Keith, obviously Roy Lipson and all the leaders here in the Empire Builders. And we're not going to take any more time. Appreciate it.
Love it. Great message. Hey, listen, have a great mastermind meeting. Have a great kickoff. I know you guys are hosting your kickoff for your hierarchy for 2023 in Arizona. Have an awesome one. Thank you for being a great example. Let me head up to Tampa, Florida. Carlos and Sarah Salazar moved down, relocated from New Jersey to Tampa on the West Coast. We've got East Coast, West Coast going here today. And excited to see what they've got going on. I know they hired a bunch of new directs, and they're back reloading, not rebuilding, but reloading that base shop. Let it rip, guys. Okay.
Hey, everyone. It's truly an honor to be with you guys this morning. It's been an amazing meeting so far. We have learned so much from all of the leaders that we have heard from today. I mean, literally growing up in the business. I was 18 years old, 18-year-old student straight out of high school when I got introduced to the business. I went to art school, stepped into that, but started working the business part-time with Carlos at the time, which led me to the point of just doing 2 years of school for art. And my mother sat me down and she was like, okay, I see you guys are working. We never had to tell her we were working. We made it obvious. This is a tip for brand new people. When a lot of young people sometimes ask us, and they know we started young, how did you get your family, your friends to support you? Well, it's because we made it obvious. We were very serious about our business. We were doing all the things that you have to do here to build your business. And my mom sat me down and she was like, do not make me pay 2 more years of college if you're not going to do art. And I said, okay. I was actually a little surprised by that. And I said, yeah, let's go for it. Let's go to RVP, and I can always go back to art and all of that. And little what I know now that actually I take care of like all our teams content, you know, and I love to do, I get to use my art skills now when I get to recognize and do amazing slides for our team. We just got off an amazing call with our hierarchy kickoff earlier today, now jumping on here. And, you know, just to say the least, Primerica has completely changed our lives, guys. I tell everyone, I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for the business, for our leaders that we have here, Keith and Danielle. I mean, we thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done, and just to see the progression of everyone's business here after all these years. It really is amazing and just mind-blowing. And we are so grateful for the hierarchy that we get to represent. I mean, these guys make us look good. We are nothing without them. And we are forever grateful for this business because of the team we have, of the mentorship, but the opportunity that is allowing us to live our lives in the way that, you know, that counts for us in our terms. And just to be able to have 4 kids with very busy schedules. And I, you know, some people mentioned it. I mean, we are in that kid soccer gymnastics grind right now, but thank God for this business because it's letting us do that. We were just at the senior leadership meeting, amazing time, but we had to leave a little bit early just because we had my daughter's banquet and she got an amazing award because of all the hard work she's doing. We were not going to miss that. And Primerica gives us the freedom. Hey, we need to switch things around, pay for whatever we got to pay for, but we were going to be there. And that's our goal. I said, for me, Primerica could give us a life where we can put our priorities where we want them to be and make that possible. You know, I'm so grateful for that. So thank you. We have great plans for 2023, you know, house is done, all of that's out of the way. And we're definitely looking forward to plugging into the Super Saturdays here in Florida. I mean, we're going to just use that to our advantage. We're super excited about that, Keith. Thank you so much for announcing that. And Carlos will take over from here.
Hey, just real quick. First of all, again, thank you, Keith, and all the Empire Builders for your leadership. Again, as I listen to all the speakers, it's just amazing to see where we're going as a team. Thankful for our hierarchy, man. We definitely could not do anything without them. But I was a finance college student. I was invited 3 times before I showed up to a meeting. And to me, what blew my mind away was the information I got in an hour. I learned more in an hour than I did in 4 years. I was about to graduate college, going into my 4th year. And just watching Keith speak, I remember bringing Keith to my college campus, and the teacher didn't know the rule of 72. I don't know if you remember that, Keith. And it's amazing what you get taught in school versus what we get taught here in Primerica. And so also what attracted me the most is I always wanted to be my own boss. I've hated forever somebody telling me what to do. I just did not like it. So even when we first came to the country, we got thrown out of the country, right? They told me to get the hell out. So I didn't like that either. So it's just the opportunity. So this is the land of the free. And so that's where you got to be at. So the tip that I can leave you with is this. What I can tell you is this, guys, it's 2023. You need to shake off the past. I'm especially talking to the newer people that right now they're walking into Primerica, and even someone that have been around. Shake off the past because you can't control it. We can only control what we're going to do today and where we're going. And the sooner that you decide to take ownership of becoming a business owner, and the sooner you decide that you want to go full time, you have to have a game plan this year to take ownership of becoming a business owner, ownership to go full time. Because I heard Dick Walker say, name me a professional athlete that does soccer, football, basketball part-time. There isn't one. So how do we think that we're going to go build a big business and stay part-time? This has got to be the year that you decide to take that ownership, put a game plan in place, and really master how to replace your income. If you really think about it, if we just did what Keith always talks about, just do 2 by 2 a week, right? Where you recruit, even if you recruit 1 direct a week and you sell 1, for most of you, you would replace your income if we truly did that. So we're excited about what's going to happen. We're excited about promoting vice presidents. We're excited about having a huge base shop in Tampa, Florida. Excited about plugging in with you, Keith. We definitely need to be plugged in more with you. So we're excited about that. Can't wait. Thank you guys for an awesome event today.
Well, I look forward to it, my friend. And I know 2023 is going to be a huge year. You guys already had great growth last year, but 2023, it's time now to go chase that red ring, that $1 million ring, and put that hierarchy to the next level. Look forward to it, buddy. Stay well and stay warm, for God's sakes, up there. Let me head over to, they've got an office now. They just expanded. They took their big Dragon headquarters in Teaneck and expanded it and split it in 2. They got Lyndhurst now, and they've got New York City, which is awesome, with their new apartment down the street. Let me head over to $1.2 million earners, Glenn and Seal Lee.
Hi, Keith. How are you?
Hey, Seal.
Thank you for putting this together. Glenn and I started here when he was 23. I was 18. We actually met in Primerica, and looking at everything, we just came off of a leadership meeting, and one of the speakers there, Gary Cornegay, really hit on something, and he talked about the story, our story, and we can never forget our story, why we started Primerica. Even if you're on here for the very first time and you want to do something different, you want to change your life, you want to make extra income. But our story isn't just a Primerica name. Our story is a football coach that is trying to right a wrong, that really, was, and like Gary Cornegay said, it was the whistleblower of that time in the insurance industry. And today we're so much bigger than just the insurance industry itself, that we just do more than that. We can help families get out of debt. We can help families with their retirement account. We can help families with their college education plan. We do everything from A through Z. We are a financial services supermarket. So, starting when I was 18 I had no idea how big this company is or was at the time. But, I feel blessed that someone at least, had some sort of courage to invite me to an opportunity meeting. And so we pass people every single day that maybe are praying for a shot, that are praying for an opportunity. And maybe that's someone here on this Zoom or on this webinar. And so if that's you, you have a huge shot here. I'm fortunate enough to have grown up with the Cardinos, or watching them maybe as a very, very young person starting, you look at Ray and Carol, you look at Roy, you look at Tony and Shelly, I got to see, Chris Achung very early on. And, just being around a lot of you superstars, you inspired us growing up, Glenn and I. And so Glenn and I met in the business. I got my RVP contract while we were dating. He came from a background, light and sound technician. And, today some of our dreams have come true. We live in a beautiful place in New York City. We decided, we're going to open up an office in New York City. And I think in this business, and you saw so many of the leaders, you get to choose what you want to do. You get to live your dream, and whatever that dream is, you can check those boxes off. So I challenge you, if you're on here, know what it is that you want, and you have the vehicle to go out there and get this with this opportunity and the mentors that we have. So thank you, Keith, for answering some of our crazy questions. We've been blessed to have an amazing mentor in you and Danielle that, you've stood out. Glenn and I are always indebted to you. You and Dee would stay up with us late at night, and I know we would drag you. We would not leave your car, your home, and you wouldn't really kick us out, but I knew it was too late. And you guys have just been incredible to us along the way, and we're thankful for you. I know that a huge part of our success is because of the time that you and Danielle invested into us personally and in the business. And lastly, we're proud of our team. I think that this year, I know that this year we're going to have 3 direct senior regional vice presidents. Alex and Sarah will be promoted to senior vice president. And they're in Florida doing amazing. You have Jimmy Lai. I'm so proud of him too. He'll hit his SVP contract. You have Mikey and Zenny. They'll hit their SVP contract. They already have RVPs. The rings, there's about 4 or 5 right now, actually about 7. I'm looking at the list that will hit their rings in the next few months, this next quarter, mix in the hierarchy. And we're just excited for them. Magda, Nora, you heard Jimmy talk about, they opened up their own office. A bunch of these guys, we've got 3 offices now in Florida, and we just started in a closet pretty much. And it's exciting to watch what's happening, and a base shop over there too. And we just opened up an office in Times Square, and we're thrilled about what's happening and what's getting ready to happen. Like, if you can't grab someone off the street, not to say that you want to do that, I mean, it's just loaded with so many people, and every single person is looking, I believe, for an opportunity. So anyhow, Keith, I think that in this business, for sure, that our dreams have come true, and they're continuing to come true. Hard work pays off in this company. And so we're thankful for you, thankful for the leaders on the Zoom, appreciate you guys, and we're ready to have a strong kickoff.
Love it. Well, hey, listen, great message, CEO. Thanks for being an awesome example. And you guys are grinding this thing out, and it's going to pop in 2023. You had a great growth in 2022. 2023 is going to be explosive. And because you're putting all the things in place, circle of champion, heading towards $2 million ring. Love it. Keep it rocking. Let me head over to Brooklyn, New York. I think he's in Brooklyn. He's all over the planet. I follow him on social media and doing an awesome job. He's one of the guys. It looks like he's working. It looks like he's playing, but he's working. It's called clerking, right? He's getting it all done. And you want to talk about the biggest growth in the Empire Builders last year. It came from this hierarchy, and that is that 8-unit team. Excited to see what's going on in his business. Excited to see what 2023 is going to withhold, and who the next superstar that's going to pop up out of that team is going to be. Chris H.
Hey, Coach, how are you? What's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Just a wild morning so far. Really intense morning. We started out at 8 o'clock with all the leaders, and just I know that it's happening all over the hierarchy, a bunch of different things. But got in last night from my sisters. Just thinking about how awesome this opportunity is. This morning I woke up. I was taking a shower, thinking of my upline. I was like, "Holy crap!" Because you start thinking about what you want to talk about. And
hold on, I hope it was Ray you were thinking about in the shower. Sorry, guys.
Well, that I was thinking about what they taught me, Keith. Take it easy. And I, they say that the gravity to poverty is super strong. And if you don't have the right people around you, and there's so many people, every single person on this phone at some point was my mentors. Some of you guys are still my mentors. Just help me go to the next level and learn different things. But Carol was my closest mentor, I would say. Ray was right there with me, but Ray used to hug me all the time. Carol used to be the one. I remember she used to say, "Is that it?" And there's nothing like when Carol says, "Is that it?" And she would do the gesture, and and I think about where we're at right now, and every single person on the phone, we need to go after it for our families. We need to make sure that we put things in place that we give our families an opportunity to enjoy life a little bit, and do some fun things for our parents and our kids and so forth. But help other people win, man. And is that it is probably one of our our themes in the hierarchy. Every once in a while, I want to step back and I want to move back, but then I jump back in. And there's no way it's impossible for me to stop being on it. And we're on it. We was all over the world just a month ago, and every day we're on a Zoom, or we're talking to somebody, or we're texting somebody, just pushing people to go to the next level. Hierarchy had an incredible December. We got I think 10 leaders that are on track to making over 300 grand this year. They'll do that probably in the first or second quarter. And then we got another 6 or 7 that's going to go over $500,000. So there's a lot of growth that's happening in all the new RVPs. It's such a special company to come in and just, it was just years ago, we barely had, anything, like no money, nothing, just living on, $3-4 a day. And we got incredible mentors that that put us under their belt: Cardino, Roy, Ray, all the leaders, yourself, Keith, that help us think bigger. We just want to say thank you to all the leaders on the phone for always being there for us, and for everyone on the phone, that's not an RVP. It's time, man. It's time to go to RVP. Stop playing games. We need to get this thing done. Thank you, Coach.
Awesome. Well, first I want to thank Carol for giving you that look, to spark you to do what you need to do to go be an awesome example for your teammates. You think about how many people's lives are changed because you decided to man up in this business and do what most people aren't willing to do. And it's just that little grind time. When you look at your lifestyle right now and how short that little grind time was, is minimal compared to what the opportunity is. I appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for being an excellent example, and Circle Champion, $2 million earner this year. Look forward to it, buddy. Stay well. Let me head over to the superstar of the Empire Builders, #1 income earner, has been an awesome example, saving money with the whole goal, just like Ray talked about, like Cardino, all the leaders talked about. We came here for freedom. What Carlos talked about, and you can't have a team that's a family that's not more financially set because of this vehicle called Primerica. And these guys are entrepreneurs. I think it was David Kim that says, not a wantrepreneur, but an entrepreneur, right? We've got to go out there and focus on taking advantage of this opportunity the way that the Rain family has. Shelly, thanks for being an awesome example. Love to have you as a neighbor in Florida. Look forward to doing some super Saturdays with you, young lady, up there in Daytona, Connecticut. It's cool to have a little lifestyle where anytime you want to go to the beach, you go to the beach. You want to go to the Northeast and New England, you can do that too. Let it rip.
Well, we're so grateful, Keith. We're so grateful for this business. We're so grateful for the opportunity. And also, I'm so grateful for you. I don't think anyone could keep us accountable but you. So the leadership meant so much for us. I would not listen to no one but you and Tony, because I'm very strong-headed. So that's very important, to have a leader that you respect, that do all the right thing in life. You look at Keith's family life, you look at his business life, you look at his personal life, you look at all the assets that he have. I don't know anyone that makes 500,000 to 600,000 a month that would willing to be the most kindest human being on this earth to do whatever you ask. So that's very important, and thank you so much. It's so excited to see what's happening. We're very excited about our Bay Shop. We have a huge Bay Shop building in New York. We have a huge Bay Shop building in Connecticut, and we have a huge Bay Shop building in Daytona. We have over 40 new teammates going to be in our Daytona office today, and Primerica have to be in you. You don't need to talk about Primerica. People see how you are in Primerica. And, last year we end up with about 1.7 million in income with all the codes. But we did a great job with our investment. Even the market was down, we still did great. We sell in our Stratford office, we going back to close. And that's a huge amount of money cash that we sold it cash. And that would even open up an extra 10,000 a month to save. So right now we're saving a 6 figure. So I'm hoping from next year we could start saving like 130, 140 a month. And we joined to be financially independent, and every single day I wake up, all I think about is having my 100 million saved. And while I'm having my 100 million saved, I'm still building our Bay Shop. I'm still building our hierarchy. I'm still building all the offices that we have planned. I have a plan this year, and I said it to myself every day. We got Daytona going. We're going to got Samana Beach. We're going to have Palm Coast. We're going to have Dillon. We're going to have Stanford, and we're going to have Orlando. And we're going to do it this year, And, your goal have to be your goal. What is your goal? I couldn't tell you the life I have, right? But my goal, the best thing in my life is to wake up at 6 and to jog on that beach and then to come back and have my chef prepare me such a great meal. I couldn't tell you what that feels like. And to also never have to worry about money. Never have to worry about money. And all that comes from the 5 years that Tony was on the field, Keith. Every single day, my husband gets phone calls. Average 60,000 a month in income. And that's because from that first 5 years, when he was doing 200 appointments a week, 300 appointments a week, right? And I'm so proud of all the RVP teams, so many of them, and we're going to double that RVP this year. We're going to double our licensing this year. So I really appreciate all of you, Chris, Carol, every one of you, we all grew up in this thing together. So I so appreciate, may God bless us all, and let's all our dreams come true.
Awesome, Shelley. Great message as always. And thanks for being an excellent example. You say it so nonchalantly for the newer people that are on there, 130 a month. You're looking, that's 130,000 a month, not $130 a month. Some people are trying to get started with a $50 pack, and you're trying to move yours from 100,000 a month savings to 130,000. You see people post up on social media, guys are at 50 and they go, this is, and I'm not talking about myself in third party because I don't like when people do that. But, if Keith Otto at 58 could talk, at 57 could talk to Keith Otto at 52, what would he say? Well, all of us right now, I don't care what age you are, but that are new in the business, that are future RVPs, that don't have your RVP contract right now, you're looking at the end result. You're looking at 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the road. I promise you, when Tony and Shelley started, when Costello started, when H. Young or Lips, any of these leaders started, and they never saw themselves. They wanted to be there, but couldn't visualize where they're at right now. And it's so much bigger and better. Everything this company said to us, they under-promised and over-delivered. So my challenge to each and every one of you is have a happy, healthy, wealthy new year. But you got to have your GPS in place. I would never drive to anybody's house I've never been to, or any location I've never been to without my GPS, right? I was in Charlotte yesterday. I drive anywhere I go, I put my GPS in, right? Even when I go to my house, sometimes depends on where I'm at. What's the quickest route to it? Well, your GPS, your quickest route, your fastest route is your goal, your plan, and your strategy. You got to have your goal, right? But you got to have your plan, your game plan to hit that goal. And then you got to have the strategy and not let up. And what you just saw, what you just witnessed for the last hour and a half, guys, was people that paid a price. We are all investors. Investors of time and money. Primerica does not need your money, but they definitely need your time to invest. And your time, we've got to pay that price. And you just saw leaders, and just like Ray said, man, there's another 150, 200 leaders that we could go to that could deliver that same message, but we don't have the time to. But you got to pay a price. And, the price of winning is too high for some people, which is why they tap out. Well, if you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you see what the price of losing is. It's a hell of a lot higher. I challenge you to go out there, and let's go out there and kick some butt. Proud to be in business with all of you, and let's go build an empire. Stay well.
Thanks, Keith.